Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kenya and this is the KB View. Thank you so much for watching. Guys, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel and this video. I want to know what you think about it, so I'm interested in the feedback. Alright, so moving on. In this video, I really want to talk about the importance of forgiving yourself. I know we talk a lot about forgiving other people that's, done us wrong or, what have you. But for me, I didn't really have a problem forgiving other people. I knew that that was something that was necessary to happen so I can get my freedom from the situation, whatever it may be. But I did have a problem forgiving myself or even questioning if I had truly been forgiving. And I think for me, the reason is because I know all the shit I've done, right? And how do you really know if you're ever really forgiven? Because if you think back of some of the stuff you've done, it was probably disgusting, horrible things, perverse things, things that you wouldn't do now, angry things you did out of anger, things you did out of spite and being malicious, whatever the reason you did, whatever you did, it happened, right? And so for me, I had a problem forgiving myself for some of those things because I didn't understand how I could stop my mind from going there and still bringing those thoughts back up, right? I didn't know how to fully control my thoughts, right? I didn't know how to fully bring my awareness into whatever situation and moment and time that I'm in now. I didn't know that I could do that. And I didn't know that I could control those past thoughts coming into my mind. And if they did, I now, I know what to do with them. I didn't know what to do with them before. And before, when they just would creep up in the middle of my joy, in the middle of me thinking I'm doing all the work and I'm working on myself and I'm getting better, these thoughts from the past would still come up, and along with a feeling would be attached to it, and the feeling would be a feeling of shame, right, and a feeling of guilt, and it almost would kind of paralyze me for a moment, and then I would, you know how you do, you shake the shit off and you just keep on moment pushing to get through the next moment. But then I realized the problem that I had, Kenya, was you really need to forgive yourself, right? You need to own what you did, however you did it, whatever it was, accept that it happened, realize that any chance and hope of changing what happened yesterday kind of died when you woke up today, right? Anything that you could have done in yesterday was over when today started. And meaning you got to let the shit go, right? Evaluate it, get the lesson from it, learn from it, but forgive yourself from it. When those thoughts come up in the past, control those thoughts. Put them, dig that seed up and plant something in its place. Say, oh yeah, I did do that and that was crazy. Wish I wouldn't have. But what did I learn from that, right? Take back the moment and the feeling associated with that thought and that past thought so it won't still have that same effect on you. Embrace yourself. Let yourself off the hook. Tell yourself straight up, I forgive you. You know what I mean? You didn't know what you was doing. You were unaware. You didn't know who you were. You didn't know your purpose, right? You was just really out here just running wild and just, really moving like a zombie. You was pretty much like the Walking Dead. Because until you really know who you are and really in touch with yourself and in touch with your spirit and you know your purpose, you really are, right? You really just kind of stumbling through here and feeling your way and just hoping some shit. You throw some stuff and hope it stick out there, right? But that's another version. I don't want to really get off into that because I can, but I don't want to do that right now. I just want to stick to how important it is to forgive yourself and let yourself off the hook. And we're so easy to tell other people that we love them, and I know, I'm sorry, and you accept their apologies and this and the other, but you don't do that to yourself and for yourself. I'm telling you, it's important to do that for yourself, right? Say I forgive you. Say I love you. Say you off the hook and move on. Unburden your spirit as much as you possibly can while you're here and you have the opportunity to do so. Because you cannot fly when you're heavy. Your point and purpose for being here is to get the lesson, carrying out the mission your spirit was put on this planet to carry out. And so along the way, you're gonna make some mistakes. You don't know it all, right? And some of the shit you did knowing it was wrong when you did it, right? Still forgive yourself for that. Still let yourself off the hook. Be aware of all of that. Take it all in. Put it in perspective. get the lesson, and then put that in its proper place so you can continue to go on. And I will also limit my company around people who tend to always want to bring my past up to me. I know exactly what the hell I did. I was there. I did it. I don't need you keep reminding me of it, right? And some people take a lot of joy in it, especially when they see you on that journey and you getting enlightened and you waking up and you finding out who you are. And you just got a certain type of joy that they can only dream of. Them little evil bastards take pride in busting your bubble because they want you to feel like they feel because they're not figuring it out, right? So watch that. Watch those people who constantly trying to bring that shit back up and take you back into a place that you no longer want to associate yourself with, a place that you've overcame, you've learned from that, and you've moved on. You have a right to do that. You got a right to recreate yourself. You got a right to reinvent yourself. You got a right to say, yeah, those were my mistakes. I did do that, but that's not who I am. I'm not those things. I'm what you see right now. And even right now, I'm not going to be the same tomorrow because I'm still going to grow from today. So don't even get comfortable with what you see today because tomorrow I might have to reintroduce myself to you because I intend on learning that much more, right? So don't hold me to yesterday, right? And don't let nobody else do it to you either, right? So listen, if I'm not going to do it to myself, right? If I'm not going to keep constantly going over in my mind what I did yesterday, I'll be damned if I let somebody else do it. And I'm going to get away from that. I want to move on to how important it is to unburden your spirit. We're at a time where, and I don't know how you cannot know it, but just in case you don't, this is what's called a spiritual war that's happening right now before our eyes. And you have to do some unburdening of that spirit right now, right? You have to figure out what it is, check in what it is that I need to clean up in here because I can't carry this with me. And as far as the spiritual war is, it's just what it sounds like. It is a war for your spirit. It is a war for your soul. Who are the people that you are at war with? That's the question you got to kind of ask yourself. And the question can really go, we can really go down a really big rabbit hole if we start asking that question, right? Because then if you ask that question, you got to ask, well, if it is a war of the spirit, who is the war with? Who's running the war? Am I at this in war by myself or am I with it with somebody else? Do I have a unit with me? What kind of weapons do you use for a spiritual war? Like there's a lot of stuff going on once you realize it's a war. It's a lot of how do you eat for this war? How do you prepare and train for this war, right? A lot of questions go on once you realize that's what it is. Spoiler alert, I was going to say this for another video, but there is no enemy, only the one that you create. There is only an enemy within. The only person that can do everlasting damage to you in this lifetime, for real, and in the next one, is you and your thoughts and your perspective on things. People can do whatever they want to do. It's how you respond to it. So there is only enemy. There is only one, the one that you create, and only you have the power to destroy that enemy. But I still want to go further into that spiritual war in a later video. But I just really wanted to really touch on how important it is to forgive yourself, right? And to move on, get the lessons, let it go, and don't let nobody hold you back there, right? Don't be walking with the walking dead. Don't let somebody who's still sleepwalking and walking dead drag your ass to the grave with them. If they still want to be asleep and they still want to keep living in 2020, in 2019 and 18 and 16, let them. You move right along because we have no time for that anywho, right? And you don't have time to keep explaining, but I'm better now. You either know it and you see it or you don't. It ain't really up to them to understand it and get it anyways. So forgive yourself, embrace yourself, love yourself, be okay with yourself, spend some time with you, spend some time kicking it with you, talking to you, and letting yourself know, break down some stuff, go through those different channels and avenues and stuff that you did and truly say, let me take a sit back and what do I really need to forgive myself of? And go ahead and go down that hall, see what's in there for you, dig it out, clean that closet out, do the work so you can let yourself off the hook and start working on some other stuff. You don't have time to be still concerning yourself with some shit you did 4 or 5 years ago. That's dead and gone. Understand the lesson in it and move on. Until the next time, in the next video, Y'all be safe. This is Kenya, and this is the KB View. I'm out, and I will speak to you later.